Welcome to the Peter Pan podcast. We'll be analyzing the novel Ordinary People by Judy Guest. I'm here with Conrad, Calvin, and Beth. First, we will analyze a scene from the book.
I heard something from Carol Lazenby.
What happened?
It's not my news, it's Conrad's. Maybe he should tell it.
Tell what?
It was rather embarrassing. Carol thought I knew. After all, why wouldn't I know?
Dad, I quit the swim team.
Quit? Why? Where have you been every night?
Nowhere. Around. The library, mostly.
I don't get it. Why didn't you tell us?
I was going to. I've been meaning to.
I'm sure you would have told us before the first meet. When is it? Next Thursday?
I'm sure I would have told you if I thought you gave a damn.
What the hell does that mean?
Never mind. It's meant for me, isn't it? I wish I knew, Conrad. Why is it so important for you to try to hurt me?
Hurt you? Me hurt you? Listen, you're the one who's trying to hurt me.
And how did I do that? You lie and I believe every word of it.
I didn't lie.
You did. I can't stand this.
Don't then. Go to Europe. Why don't you? Go to hell. Listen, don't give me that. The only reason you care, the only reason you give a fuck about it is because someone else knew about it first. You never wanted to know anything I was doing or anything I wasn't doing. You just wanted me to leave you alone. Well, I left you alone, didn't I? I could have just told you lots of things, like up at the hospital there were rats. Big ones, up on 3, with the hopeless nuts, but that's okay. See? I was down on 2, with the heads and the unsuccessfuls.
Con, shut up. Stop it.
Damn it, tell her to stop. You never tell her a goddamn thing. Listen, I know why she never came out there. Not once. I know. Hell, she was going to goddamn Spain and goddamn Portugal. Why should she care if I was hung up by the goddamn balls out there?
In this scene from chapter 13, we learn about an encounter between Conrad, Calvin, and Beth after Beth finds out about Conrad quitting the swim team from Carol Lazenby. She's angry both about him quitting and finding out from someone else other than Conrad. This sparks an argument between Beth and Conrad. Conrad defends himself, saying that Beth doesn't care about him before getting frustrated and storming off. Are you seeing anybody? A doctor? Yeah, are you? She shakes her head and obscurely he feels ashamed. Another black mark against him. Dr. Crawford gave me a name, she says, and I went for a while, but then I finally decided it wasn't doing me any good. I mean, he wasn't telling me anything that I couldn't figure out for myself. Really, the only one who can help you is you. Well, you and God. She stops, but that is only to take a breath. Anyway, that's what Dad says, and I know he's right. It's what they tell us in the hospital, too, didn't they? That you have to learn to help yourself. And this guy was over in Elk Grove Village and expensive as hell. She looks at him and smiles. That isn't why I stopped going, though. And I mean, that there isn't any value in it. If you need it, I mean, for some people it could just be the right thing. She looks at him for help, afraid that she has wounded him. To reassure her, he says, well, I don't know how long I'll keep it up either. I got shoved into it, sort of my father. I don't think that he's got that much confidence in me. He's pretty nervous about it all. Anyway, I only go to get my mind fleshed out. After an hour with this guy, you're not too sure about him, but you know you're okay. In this passage from chapter 7, Conrad is meeting with his old friend Karen from the hospital. Conrad learns that Karen is doing really good and that she isn't seeing a doctor. Conrad gets discouraged because she is doing better than him and with less help. Next, we will interview our guests. First here, we have Calvin. So Calvin, how do you feel your family is doing?
I believe my family is doing better. We have a lot of ups and downs, but it has been worse.
I see. How about you individually? How are you?
I'm alright. Sometimes I feel like any of the problems me and the family has, it's on me.
And why is that?
That's because I feel that since I am the father, morally I am responsible.
I see. How about your son, Conrad, individually? How is he doing?
I believe he's doing alright. Sometimes he gives signs that have us worried. For example, when he quit the swimming team. Other times he looks fantastic and looks like he is happy. I only see these good moments with me and him though. It looks like that side is never revealed to his mother and I don't quite know why.
Would you have any idea why it wouldn't be showing with his mother?
I'm not sure. I've been trying to figure that out. It seems that there's lack of communication and a problem with Beth though.
Interesting. So that brings us to our next question. What do you feel about Beth and how is she doing?
I love my family, that includes my wife, but I feel like there's something up with Beth. She isn't affected with things as much as me and Conrad get affected, but she just seems like she doesn't care at all. And she wants everything to be perfect. Her and my son are always butting heads.
I understand. I've also learned that you have been taking help from the same doctor that Conrad has been. How's that going?
It's going pretty good. I believe that it's helping a lot and that I needed it. My wife is constantly judging me and my son for taking this help.
All right, thanks for tuning in. Next, we have our interview with Conrad. Conrad, how's everything been at home?
Not too well. My mother is always complaining, and my dad doesn't see that she doesn't care.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you feel Beth is a bad parent because of this?
Absolutely. She doesn't care about me. She doesn't love me.
How long has this been going on for?
Ever since the boating accident, but it got even worse after my suicide attempt.
How's that going? Are you still depressed?
I am a lot better than what I was, but I'm still sad that Mom doesn't love me and that Buck passed away.
Do you blame yourself that Buck died?
I feel a little guilty. There's some things I could have possibly done to change the outcome, and it hurts to know that I could have helped him.
How about therapy with Dr. Berger? Has he helped?
Yes, he gives me advice and helps me recover from the past trauma I've suffered.
Alright, thank you for your time. Next, we have our interview with Beth. How did your life change after Buck's death?
I lost my son. It was heartbreaking. My personality changed. I became more unhappy just like everyone else around us.
Did you love Buck more than you love Conrad?
Buck and I were closer. We just had a better relationship since he was older.
How would you describe your relationship with Conrad?
I'd say it isn't a healthy one. We never really communicated well, and it all got worse after Buck's death and Conrad's incident.
How did you react to Conrad's suicide attempt?
Many different emotions. I was shocked, angry, and disappointed.
How did you find out that Conrad quit the swim team?
From my friend Carl Lazenby. I can't believe he didn't tell me himself.
Why are you mad that he didn't tell you himself?
I just feel like it would be the right thing to do. Why wouldn't you tell your mother about something so major? And it was just embarrassing hearing it from Carol and having no idea what she was talking about.
What is your relationship with Calvin like?
He's been a little weird lately. To be honest, he worries too much about Conrad. Conrad is fine, and Calvin has to stop being so caught up on him and worry more about us.
That's all for today, and we'll see you next time on the Peter Pan podcast. Thank you for listening.